So we're at our CMO of the Year Awards and I'm joined by AsiaInfo's Akil. Akil, good to see you.
Hi Mark.
Now, one of the things we've talked about tonight is how CMOs are really hampered by their IT systems. What they're trying to do is improve customer experience, they're trying to be more agile, they're trying to drive through digital transformations. But really, are BSS transformations, we focus on that area specifically, are they kind of too big, too complex, too expensive compared to the expectations that they can deliver?
Yes, I mean BSS can feel like open heart surgery for most operators, and it is a major change for operators to absorb, especially as part of their IT infrastructure. But it all depends on the approach you take, because some approaches can be a lot less risky, can also be paced at a change that suits the organization itself. So, I mean, we have a number of approaches that we've done successfully for a number of operators globally. If you think that we have about 1.2 billion subscribers on our platforms, and all of those subscribers having migrated in one way or another on those platforms, literally 1/3 of the subscribers globally, we have some sort of track record in this. One of the approaches actually I may talk about is our cloud core approach. This is where we stand a full BSS stack alongside a legacy infrastructure. So this stack is designed for the new digital age. But we take a very cautious approach to the migration. So we set up a stack, it allows an operator to fully put sort of the to-be offers on there, change the process to meet their needs, fully play with the environment first before anything goes actually live in terms of customers. And then we sort of move customers across on a mass migration basis by segment or an on-demand basis across to that platform using a simple transition architecture that looks after things like customer routing and event routing. We find that this tends to be the least riskiest approach to get them across, and also gives them an ability to take a very steady and phased and paced approach to the migration. And eventually, once the last subscriber is on there over a period of time, they can then turn the legacy off.
Okay. If we look at the implementation, for example, of say billing and CRM systems, what is sort of the biggest sort of single issue that the operators face?
If you look back at why operators want a BSS transformation, they want agility. They probably want to lower the cost of change to support the business evolution. They probably want to lower the cost of running the solution in the first place. They want to start up new businesses or enterprises or spin-offs in the same stack. So there's a whole variety of reasons. And that also requires a cultural change in many organizations. And although we can deliver a lot of those benefits that operators are after, the biggest challenge we face is actually operators changing internally their culture, the processes to that. So things like legacy processes, legacy products often have to be phased out, and a new approach to be taken to really benefit from the overall experience a new digital stack would take. So our biggest change is really culturally, helping an operator deliver those benefits of what they're after by driving that. And what we try and do is use our systematic approach, use the RBS environment, which has a sort of best practices, let's say, as part of the product, to then drive a systematic change, perform some radical simplification of processes, try and reduce the number of products towards more dynamic products as part of the process, and help an operator think through the process of change internally rather than sit there and say, what do you want? Because what then tends to happen is customers say, well, we've got all these legacy processes that we want you to do and do stuff on top. But then we spend all our time trying to do legacy when they've been trying to get away from that in the first place. So, as I said, we try and systemize things, we try and drive the process from best practice, and try and keep together the entire principle of why they wanted us in the first place. And there are a few principles that we rely on. For example, we insist on the full stack being employed. The full CRM with billing, with a product catalog from our own platform as a single solution, rather than try and break it up. Because when you break things up, you have the lowest denominator in terms of capability. So that's one of the first principles. The second principle is try and keep to best practices as much as possible. and let that drive change as opposed to legacy driving change us. So those are the two principles we use to overcome some of these challenges that most operators have when trying to adopt new practices, a new digital outlook going forward.
Akil, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.